I'm Aaron Hallett. I write original Christian rock. If you're new to the channel, all you're going to see is me putting a song together. I started making these videos and decided to do so because I just thought it'd be good to show, like, you don't have to overthink songwriting and that sort of thing. I just come up with a couple simple things, put it together. I've got an outline in mind, which is usually just A, B, repeat 3 times, like really simple stuff. It's subject to change per song. You know, if I just decide, hey, I want to do this instead, I will. But I just start coming up with simple stuff on the guitar or whatever. Sometimes it's like a vocal melody will pop into my head, but usually the guitar. So I'm just going to do a simple thing. I think I'm just going for B minor today. So just B, G, D, A. And then for a verse, I'll do some kind of strummy, more rhythmic thing. Something like that. I played this part, or the chorus part anyway, and tapped out a tempo. I got 135. I've got a drum loop going. I think it's a little different than what I've been using. I just like reformatted this whole thing. I've got a template here that I usually use. I just open it up and start going. And then every time I get done with a certain amount of songs, I'll just say, okay, that's an album. After I do that, I like to change things around a little just for fun. So every time I do an new album, it sounds a little bit different. Lately, I've been getting into tape saturation. This is all digital, but the tape saturation plugins are just getting better and better. And a lot of my older stuff, I was like listening, it sounds good, but it's really like, well, it's just digital. It's not super loud. I don't want to pump up the limiter at the end and just go to like full bore and have it lose dynamic. So I'd rather go quiet, you know, just have a good mix. But the neat thing with this is I'm actually going less loud, but the harmonics added by the saturation make it sound louder than my old stuff, which is like a really weird thing because this sounds like it's like thumping, but actually when I look at the meter, it's not. So it's cool. And I've just been messing around with it. I'm not going to be tracking with it though, so you're just going to hear everything off because when I turn them on, it gets a little intense on the computer. So anyway, that was a longer thing than I usually do. So I'm just going to start going left, right guitar, and then I'll see if I want to do overdubs. Probably, but you know. Okay, I'm going to do some overdubs. I'm going to do mostly just the chorus. I ended up doing a lead on the right side. I just improvised it and then kept doing the same thing I did in the first place. So now I'm going to improvise a guitar solo on the third verse. Here I go with that. Okay, next thing up is bass. I'm going to do something easy, just follow the chords. So, simple stuff. Here I go. Drums are up next. I deleted the drum loop. I've got the metronome on. The kit behind me is on. So that's triggering the same sounds you've been hearing, except now I'm going to sit down and actually play a drum part instead of hearing that repetitive loop over and over again. I just came up with some lyrics, even relatively quickly for me. Like, I turned off the camera and then I was like, ooh, I got an idea. And I just put it down here. I do talk text, so it's super fast. I did a scratch track. That's where I just warm up and practice sing to make sure everything flows. But I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I just turn it on and record. This time I did this, so it's just like me crappily singing just to make sure it works. I mean, I can play it. Carry on, body becomes strong. Anyway, I'm going to mute that. And then I'm going to do an actual recording of the whole thing all the way through. So here I go. around with the idea of doing harmonies, but I don't feel like it. I'm just being lazy. I think it sounds fine as it is. Let me get these headphones off, turn this up, and I think it came out good. The vocals are going to get a little bit of extra compression and saturation, and I'm going to mess around with them, because it's going to be a little different than the last couple songs I did. Lyrics will be in the description box. They're towards the bottom, and then up above that in the middle, you can find all the places you can purchase and stream my music online. So there's a YouTube topic link. There's iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, and a bunch of others in a big list. No links there, but if you use any one of those services, just go to it, type my name in the search bar, and you should be able to find me. Type in the same name as the YouTube channel, Hallett. And the very top thing I have is PastorMelissaScott.com. As I said in the beginning, it's Christian rock, so I put that there to just have like a link to what I think is probably the best teaching you're going to find anywhere. The thing that happens here is just teaching. It's just teaching from the Bible. They translate from the original languages because if you go from the Hebrew or the New Testament Greek into English, some stuff just gets messed up in translation. And I don't care what English translation you're using, it's going to have some meh parts. People that actually understand those languages and can go through and say, okay, this is what this is. Like in the Greek, this is in the middle voice, this is in the passive voice or whatever, and it's saying this exactly, and this is what this means. It's really cool to see that. It's great teaching. It's fantastic stuff. It really helps your faith. A lot of teaching on faith, stewardship, and what have you. If you want to see that kind of stuff, check it out, because I just, put it there thinking whoever wants to see it can check it out. As far as my stuff goes, you can check out my playlists and all the other stuff I mentioned to find my music. I got a lot of it. I'm going to go for now. Thanks for watching. Till the next one. Bye.
Will you carry on when your body becomes torn? Will you kneel and pray until the victory is won? What do you have to say? There's nothing added on. Is it a simple task? Oh, the struggle's still not done. Have you decided now that you can't deceive? Was it about you? No, desires to deceive. Rain's harder now, and fences have become worn. It might never say that you can be reborn. What do you have to say? There's nothing added on. Is it a simple task? Well, the struggle's still not done.